Welcome to the Welsh and Bosshart podcast, where we talk about nothing and everything at the same time. I'm Cameron Bosshart.
And I'm Andrew Welsh.
And this is episode 4? Yeah, this is episode 4. Hopefully shit won't go south this time. The past 2 recordings we've had, shit's gone bad.
Yeah.
Like, when we first recorded episode 3, all of that audio got corrupted and we couldn't use it. And then when we re-recorded episode 3, there's like a good 15-minute section toward, not the last 15 minutes, but just a chunk of 15 minutes towards the end where it gets more and more distorted. Like, it starts off, like, you hear, like, little crackles, like, it's actually in the podcast, if you go back and listen to it, like, there's a section to where it starts to sound a little hazy, and then, like, the more it goes on, it just sounds like we sound like bumblebees, like, talking into microphones. It was ridiculous.
Awesome.
And so I had to cut that out because it was painful on the ear, so that's why last week there was no music recommendations. And honestly, the only thing that was really cut out was me talking about the Gwenpool comic book, which kind of sucks as I really liked talking about it.
Yeah.
So short of that, if you're interested, please read the Gwenpool comics. It's nothing about Gwen Stacy. It's a whole new character. It's really cool. And just to get out of the way, because I feel like every time we talk about these 2 songs, some shit goes down. Just get out of the way real quick. The song I recommended last week was Only by 9 Inch Nails. I'm not going to talk about it. I've talked about it twice, and both times the audio got fucked up, so I'm just leaving it at that. If you like metal, listen to Only.
And the song I recommended was Boom Boom Bang by Andy and the Rockets, which I've actually tried to recommend twice now.
Yeah, we both tried to recommend Boom Boom Bang and Only multiple times, and hopefully now it can count.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh man, I'll be really upset if this gets fucked up too. Honestly, I keep on trying to think like, oh, what did I do this time? Like, how did I fuck up this time? But when other bigger like online entertainers talk about like how they lose recordings sometimes, sometimes you just have to blame it on technology glitching out.
Yep.
Because like, yes, what we have is great, but it's not always 100% reliable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the shitty thing about that.
Yeah, as I said was it the last podcast episode where I was talking about how I lost 4 hours of work?
Yeah, you did talk about that. And that was depressing.
So
that was a combination of software glitch and user error, though. You have to admit.
Yeah, I agree. But almost every other 3D software has autosave.
Oh, that one didn't?
That's why. Yeah.
Is it not even in the like preferences or options or anything?
Not that I could find.
Well, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just bumped my mic. Dude, we were talking about it earlier. It's fucking cold today.
Yeah.
We're recording this on the 8th of October, and if you live in the Seattle area, you know how fucking cold it is today. Well, when this comes out, it won't be today, but who knows, maybe it's cold when this comes out.
Yeah.
But like a couple days ago, it was like summer hot, and now it's like winter cold. It's like, whoa, back up for a second. I'm not...
Someone flipped the earth on its axis.
Yeah, usually there's a smooth transition for temperature, but not this time. What the fuck's going on? Like, there's slush on the ground. You can scoop up the ground right now, put some food coloring in it, and sell it to a bunch of little kids and call it an icy.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that, but
you'd be a scumbag.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, fuck that.
Honestly, it's not really, but still.
No, probably inhumane and disgusting, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I mean, no, don't fuck them. They're little kids.
Okay, I wasn't gonna go that. You know what I meant, you fucker.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Speaking of inhumane stuff, this past weekend, me and my buddy Michael saw the Joker movie, and everyone and their mother is talking about this movie. So I want to talk about it too.
Cool.
Yeah, there's not going to be a 5-minute review for this podcast because usually we do movies for that, and I didn't want to talk about. I didn't want to do a 5-minute review of a movie if we're already going to talk about Joker, and I don't want to do Joker in a 5-minute review because there's a lot to talk about since it just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and first things first. You know me. I've had like a lot of like hype for this movie coming out.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you build expectations like that, they're not always met. This movie exceeded my expectations, man. I loved this movie.
Really?
Oh man, it was amazing. It's unlike any experience I've had in the movie theaters cuz it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot, but man, it's a disturbing story of this man just being broken down and losing his sanity and becoming the Joker.
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't watched it. You invited me to watch it, but I didn't watch it with you because I thought that we were going to be doing D&D, but it was just me and Jonathan, so I watched, what's it called? Captain Marvel.
Oh.
So
how was that, by the way?
I loved it.
Oh, really?
It gave me chills throughout the entire movie.
Ooh, nice.
So I liked it a lot.
We might get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
Joker, though. Holy shit. Well, everyone and their mother is kind of saying the same thing. Oh, Todd Phillips did a great job directing. Walking Phoenix, fantastic performance, Oscar worthy. Yeah, it's all true. It's movie. Okay, so when Dark Knight came out in 2008, it made people realize, oh shit, we can take comic book movies seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a reminder of that. Because, I love the Marvel movies, of course. Not all of them, but I do like the series. But you gotta admit, they're definitely more, family-oriented. They're the fun popcorn movies.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny since that era is essentially over of comic book movies, because, yeah, I know they're going to come up with more Marvel movies, but let's be real, that era is kind of gone.
Yeah.
Because, it's like perfect timing, and then this comes out, and it's like, oh shit, we can take comic book source material and make it something legitimately. It's not just a fun movie. First of all, it's not fun. It makes you uncomfortable watching it, but in the best way possible, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes you think about stuff. It makes you think about yourself and the people around you, about our society. It makes you think about crazy shit. I love it has a lot of talk about mental health and how we should not ignore mental health. That's a serious fucking issue.
Uh-huh.
And it does it in a way where it's not preachy. It's it tells the story first, but there's layers and layers and layers. It's like an onion.
Yeah.
Onions have layers.
And ogres.
Yeah. It's like an onion and an ogre.
Yeah.
And a velvet cake.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Yeah, I got you horny for velvet cake, didn't I?
I love red velvet. It's so good.
Yeah. Isn't it just chocolate but red?
Is it? I don't know.
I've heard that, but I don't know if that's true.
I've been told it has chocolate in it, but it has more than just that. Yeah.
Oh, for Joker purist out there, if you're worried about this movie, if you're a fan of the Joker character, oh, the Joker shouldn't have a backstory, that's what makes him cool, because that's kind of what made the Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight so interesting, is that you have no fucking idea where this guy came from. He's just there, and he's a force of chaos. And yeah, that's cool, but how this movie does the Joker's origin, first of all, I think it's the best Joker origin we've ever gotten, comic book or otherwise.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I don't want to give too much away, but the famous line Joker says in The Killing Joke, where he says, if I had to choose my past, I want it to be multiple choice.
Yeah.
This movie kind of rolls with that idea. Again, if you want to know more, you have to see it for yourself, but it very much blurs the lines between fantasy and reality, not only for the characters, but for the viewer as well. there's already a ton of videos out there because it's so fun to talk about, being like, oh shit, did this really happen? Did this happen? Because it's really cool because it's not like one thing is correct over another. No, there's so many ways to look at this movie, both structurally and thematically. And it's really cool. Like they even throw stuff at you that's deliberately supposed to trick the audience. Like there's one plot point that comes up, and when it came up I was like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? I was so loving the movie. It's like 20 minutes in and they brought in this plot point and I was like, fuck, am I gonna hate this movie? The first 20 minutes were so good, and then like 10 minutes later it does something with that plot point and I was like, oh shit, this movie got me back again. like it made something that I thought was gonna be bad into something fantastic. Yeah, and it's not like it's random either. Like, that's another thing. Everything is there for a reason. And I love movies like that feel like they're so tightly written that if you add or take away anything, it would just ruin the experience.
Yeah.
What else? Oh my god. One thing I think people aren't talking about enough, the score. Oh my god. Like it's really like one theme, but it's kind of like a Undertale where it uses one theme but does like different like tones and like different iterations on the same melody to make different songs. The Joker kind of does that.
Interesting.
But it all sounds like it has this certain sound to it that's very modern and very gritty, despite it taking place in, I believe, 1981, and just having this kind of old gritty 70s type of feel to it. And I say it takes place in 1981. I read that on a news article. I don't know 100% if that's true. That's another fun thing that Michael and I had fun with watching the movie, because it's hard to tell when it takes place, and what Michael was doing was listening to all the songs to try to figure out like what time place it took, when it took place. What I was doing was looking at all the cars and seeing like what like trying to see if I can find like what's the quote unquote newest car I can find in there. Yeah. And it looked like it was all 70s stuff. So if it did take place in 81, like that makes sense, because that's like still the tail end of the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like, even though it's a disturbing, brutal movie, like you still have fun with it in a weird way. I don't know. I definitely had fun with it, in not a sick way, but just in a viewing experience. And there isn't a lot of action. Yeah, there isn't a lot of action scenes, but when there is violence, it's so realistically portrayed that it's disturbing watching it. Like when there's blood on screen, I'm like, that looks like blood. That looks like someone just got shot and there's blood, and that is fucking scary. Like, but oh man, you can't look away.
Yeah.
It's crazy how well this movie was done. And it's not a funny movie. It's supposed to be disturbing. But there are like 3 or 4 scenes that got me laughing. One scene in particular, anyone who's seen the movie knows what I'm talking about, that made the entire audience belly laugh. It was so perfectly played out with a certain character and his role in the movie, and just the payoff, the comedic payoff. For if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about when I say it has to do with a locked door. It's one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen. Even though like it followed up something like really dark, it's still funny. And speaking of the dark stuff, I was debating whether I wanted to talk about this or not. Have you heard the quote-unquote controversy regarding the movie?
Nope.
So, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen... People keep on saying in reviews and stuff, they're like, oh, people are bitching about this movie being way too violent and stuff like that. I haven't seen that personally. Like, I haven't seen a lot. I've seen a few, but I haven't seen a lot of people be like, oh, this movie, it's gonna inspire so many mass killings and so many like riots and shit like that, because there is a riot in the movie and there is a lot of violence, and people are, and apparently, again, I haven't seen people say this myself, but people are saying that the movie promotes violence.
Huh.
If that is true, if there are actually a lot of people saying that, my message to them is that I don't want to tell you how to watch a movie, but I personally think you're missing the point, because how I took away the message I got from the movie, despite it being a really dark movie, I think is a very optimistic takeaway. It's be nice to people, even if they're total strangers, because the whole point of the movie is that the main character, Arthur Fleck, everyone in his life is just shitting constantly on him. And it's like, we all play a part. It makes you think, like, yeah, we all play a part in how someone turns out in our society. So
Yeah.
if someone don't make fun of someone just because it will get you laughs and chuckles for like a second. Like, it sounds obvious, but be fucking nice to people. Like, like, you never know what's gonna be the last thing that tips them over the edge, that makes them snap, and you don't want to be that breaking point. So that's what I got from the movie. And there's another controversy though that I am very conflicted on though, and it's a song they used in the movie called what was it called? Oh, hold on. It's called Rock and Roll Part 2, aka the Hey Song by Gary Glitter. It's used in a song. The song is used in the movie. And for people that don't know, I didn't know this until, because, I'm 19, I don't know a lot of shit about older musicians.
Yep.
I didn't know this until, like, I read news articles about it and did my own research. Gary Glitter he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has gone to jail many times for pedophilia. And so what people are upset about is that since the song was it's not necessarily that the music was used in the movie, it's the fact that now they have to pay royalties to Gary Glitter. So it's kind of like this movie's giving money to a pedophile.
All right, then. And
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to feel about that, because that's a we don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, because it's a very uncomfortable discussion, of course, but I don't know how to feel about situations like that where you're listening or watching something that an artist has made, but the artist is like a shitty like Michael Jackson, for example.
Yeah.
I like Michael Jackson's music. He even though there's debate on it, with the evidence that I've seen, I totally think he was a child molester. I do believe Michael Jackson touched little boys.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that bad about listening to Michael Jackson music, because he's dead.
Yeah.
But like when a musician is still alive, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, because on the one hand, I want to enjoy this art no matter what, but also it is still giving money to the person. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a tough thing. Which, by the way, with the research I did on Gary Glitter, listen to this shit. In 1999, he went to jail for 4 months for possessing child pornography. In 2006, he went to jail for 2 years for molesting 2 underage girls in Vietnam, I think it was. And in 2015, he was sentenced to 16 years in prison for 3 girls that came out as being sexually assaulted by him between 1978 and 1980. Doesn't that seem like a really short amount of time for someone to go to jail for, touching little girls?
Yeah.
2 years. I feel like there would be a lot longer of a sentence.
Didn't you just say 16 years?
16 years for the most recent charge.
Oh.
2 years in 2006 when
4 months for
child pornography.
Yeah.
I don't know how the court system is in Europe, but I don't know I I don't know, something seems wrong about that. I didn't do enough research to find out like the exact things that happened between when he got sentenced and when he got out. So I don't know if there was some I just don't know what happened, but from the outside in, that seems like a really short amount of time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that just seems wrong to me. If anything, that seems more wrong than the song being in the movie.
Huh.
And just to cap this off, because again, I didn't know about this Gary Glitter stuff until recently. In high school, I was in band, and we performed at football and basketball games by playing orchestrated versions of classic rock tunes.
Yep.
And one of the songs was the Hey song.
Huh. All right then.
So that's weird looking back on that.
Yeah.
Because I really liked playing that song, but like little naive me was like, this was written by a Kidler Diddler. this is wrong. I don't know. I'll get off of this. I don't really have a higher point to it, and it is kind of uncomfortable to talk about. Yeah, that's just been a huge point of discussion about the Joker movie, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. Has anything I said sparked any newly found interest in you in seeing the movie?
I mean, I don't know. I'm probably gonna watch it when one of my friends gets it, knowing either you or Jonathan's gonna get it eventually.
I'm definitely gonna buy it when it comes out. Like, it's one of those movies. It was along with Baby Driver. I had the same feeling when that first came out. Where walking out of the theater, I was like, "Fuck! I want to walk back in and watch that again." Because, again, with how the plot is, it's one of those movies to where you can rewatch and be like, "Okay, I know this is gonna happen. Now I can see like all the little things." And when I was watching videos discussing like the whole what's real and what's not real stuff, it made me realize some things like, oh shit, I never even thought about that possibility. And it's a fun movie to discuss. It's a great movie to watch. It's hard, even though it's hard to watch in some scenes. It's an excellent movie, and I'm glad a movie like this exists, because I feel like there's been a lack of popular gritty movies. Like, of course, there's always going to be the dark, gritty movie and stuff, but this movie's doing really fucking well. And honestly, it would not have done as well if it wasn't the Joker. But it's not like the Joker's... It's not like it's a Joker movie just so it can make a lot of money. Like, it felt like they really understood the writers, Todd Phillips and all that, and Joaquin Phoenix. It felt like they really understood the Joker character and the Joker mythos, and have a really awesome take on the character that I think will be remembered for years to come. I haven't decided yet whether I like this version over the Heath Ledger's Joker, but in all honesty, it's going to take a little bit of time because I'm still coming off the high of this movie.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's definitely my favorite origin story, even over The Killing Joke, which might be controversial, or not controversial. It might be up for debate for some fans, but to me, without a hint of a doubt, a much better origin story than what The Killing Joke presented to readers when that came out.
Cool.
So moving from a dark, depressing, brutal comic book movie, talk about Captain Marvel. I haven't seen it at all yet.
Really?
I have not seen it. Before you get onto it, the reason why I have not seen it is because the Captain Marvel character herself, I am not a fan of her character in the comic book, so it's hard to get excited about a character that you don't really like in the first place.
That makes sense.
But I've also seen like I always thought the Vulture was a shitty Spider-Man villain, but Homecoming made him a really cool character, so I could be proven wrong. I don't know. I just haven't had the drive to see Captain Marvel, but you might change my opinion.
Yeah.
Go ahead, boy.
Alright, so for future reference, I'm sorry to everyone who's listening, because I am super tired right now. I got less than 5 hours of sleep last night, so if I'm pausing, that's why.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's kind of why I hijacked and took over the podcast for like the first 20 minutes. How long are we going on this?
No, I started the timer late.
Oh.
Yeah, probably about 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
So Captain America. No,
Marvel.
Nope. So yeah, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. I think that was one of the most not feel good movies, but like it felt good to know what, why Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel. It was interesting to learn about the backstory because I really don't know much about Captain Marvel other than what I've seen in, I think it was Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon.
She was in the cartoon?
I think so. Pretty sure. At least in one.
Wait, which one? There's been a lot of new Avengers cartoons that I've never seen.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen her before, but I may be wrong. So.
Yeah.
But from learning her backstory of where she comes from, why she has the powers that she does, and why her suit looks the way that it does, it is very interesting.
I've always liked her design for sure.
Yeah.
And isn't her powers like she gains power from the sun, kind of like Superman, but she uses like motherfucking laser beams like she's Goku?
Well, yes and no. First of all, I should say before I go any further, spoilers.
Oh shit, you're going to talk about spoilers?
Yes.
Might as well. It's been out for a little bit.
Yeah. So, instead of getting her powers from the sun, she gets it from an artifact made by a alien who came to Earth so that they could create a powerful energy create a powerful energy core with enough power to get the shape-shifting aliens
that kind of look like Green Goblin.
Yes,
Those are the Skrulls.
the Skrulls, so they could get the Skrulls to a new home because the Kree have been killing them off just willy-nilly.
It's open season.
Yeah, basically.
Precisely. That should be in the next Brisk commercial. Brisk iced tea. Briskly what you needed.
Nice. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I'm gonna leave out the biggest spoiler, but it's one of the biggest things that has been throughout the Marvel movies since Thor, the first Thor movie.
What was in the first Thor movie?
The Tesseract.
Oh, there's something to do with the Tesseract in the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You also get to see Nick Fury's quote-unquote origin story.
Interesting. Isn't he still played by Samuel L. Jackson, even though
Yes.
it's supposed to be a younger character?
Yeah. He looks good.
Nice.
He really does look young, at least to me. But then again, I'm not a super critic or whatever, but...
I am super critic. I'm going to judge all these movies really harshly because I have nothing better to do with my life. And yes, I am describing myself.
All right, then. So we get to see Nick's, base, why his eyes, why he has an eye patch, why Captain Marvel hasn't been there. We also get to see a really, really cool sidekick.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've always actually wondered that, where the fuck has Captain Marvel been? Obviously I know it's because they didn't think they were actually going to use Captain Marvel until, later when they were making the movies. But it's as a fan, you still got to wonder,
Yeah.
It's a fun question that doesn't really matter, but, it's fun to talk about, and it's cool that they address it.
Yeah. So I've only watched 10 minutes of Endgame, but the lead-in from the last scene of Captain Marvel, like I said, I'm tired.
Yeah, you're good, man.
The lead-in from the last scene of Captain Marvel.
Oh shit, really? So it's a nice transition?
So good. Yeah, well, it's not exact transition, but, it's good enough.
It's like a nice, ooh, I can't wait for the next one.
Honestly, yeah.
It's a nice tease.
Yes. Very much so.
That's good tea, thank you.
Yeah. Earl Grey. Don't remember the brand.
Earl Grey tea. I can't drink that. I can't. It fucks with my sinuses.
You can't drink Earl Grey?
No, I'm fucking a few. That's
I was about to say, you just drank a whole cup of it.
I just started like choking, and no, that was a reference. I butchered the reference, but it was from Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Chad, I think it was, is allergic to Earl Grey tea.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh, we should watch. Dude, it's October. We should watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, let's. Fuck yeah. Let's watch.
Fuck y'all, dude.
There was a time where we've talked to this a bunch, but never on mic, I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah. There was a point in time to where every time we hung out, we would watch either Tucker and Dale versus Evil, Hot Fuzz, or what was there another one? Zombieland.
Zombieland, yeah.
Those three movies, you and I, within like the course of like 5 months, probably watched like a dozen times.
Yeah, honestly.
And yeah, like those movies all have a special place in my heart because of that. And yeah, especially Tucker and Dale, because I think it was the last time you and I saw it, we kind of realized like, oh shit, you and I are very similar to Tucker and Dale, the characters.
Yeah.
Like if we were redneck and older, we would just be Tucker and Dale.
Honestly,
like
yeah.
I'd be
Straight
Tucker,
up.
you'd be Dale.
I agree.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Oh, dude, I think we also said this last time we watched it, but you and I should fucking dress up as Tucker and Dale if Comic-Con ever rolls around town again.
Yeah.
Well,
there's this con that's happening the 26th and the 27th in Tacoma this month.
What con?
I can't remember, but
FurryCon 2019.
no.
We come as two fucking hillbillies covered in blood and shit, and then there's just people walking around in fursuits and shit.
I think we're not right here.
Is damn it, Dale, I thought you got the right address. This is the right address, Tucker.
I don't know exactly what the con is, but basically Arcadia Jonathan's company is going there. That they have a stall open.
Jonathan is a good buddy and coworker of Andrew's, so
yeah,
backstory.
Yeah,
introducing people into the podcast that aren't even here.
I hope eventually we can get him on the podcast. That would be pretty cool.
Guess how many mics we have?
Yeah, I know. Actually, we have 3. Just
shit. Yeah. Well,
we have 3, just only 2 professional mics.
Well, no. Even though pro is in the name, the Blue Yeti Pros,
quote unquote, professional.
Yeah. So for those of you wondering, we are using 2 Blue Yeti Pro microphones for this podcast, and even though pro is in the name, I don't think these mics are actually that much better than the original Blue Yeti mics, other than the fact that you can use XLR cables for the Pro, which
Holy shit, dude. I can see my breath.
Is it that cold? Hold on. I can't see my breath. I can't see yours either. Are you smoking dope on me?
Man, you know me. I don't do that kind of stuff.
You slinging dope, bro?
I'd never do that, man. I'm a nerd.
So, nerds smoke pot all the time.
I'm a straight-laced nerd.
Well, you're a geek then.
Okay, I'm a geek. I'm an otaku. What do you want from me?
God, you fucking weeb.
Yeah, I'm the weeb king, bro.
You're Weebly the Weeby King?
Yes.
Mr. Weeblestein the 5th.
Mr. Weeblestein, the 5th Weeblestein, the long
lineage of the Weeblesteins.
Weeblesteins.
We're like changing it every time we say it.
Yes.
What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, you can see your breath because it's that fucking cold in here.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
It's very, very barely there, but you have to concentrate on just nothingness and you'll see it.
What are you, a Buddhist monk trying to get me to meditate? You gotta empty your mind and focus on what's in front of you to see it all.
I mean,
I don't know. If Buddhist
meditation
monks,
is nice.
I don't know.
I'll be completely honest. Meditation is nice when done right, but
Oh yeah, it is. I'm not trying to shit on people that meditate. Like, it is generally fun, and I'm not trying to shit on Buddhist monks either. Obviously, if you know anything about Buddhist monks, which I don't, you can tell that I don't know shit with that terrible impression. Because what do Buddhist monks do? What do they do? Like, there's
they train.
There's the Hollywood stereotype of them being like these crazy good martial artists, and like they meditate all the time, and like they're all like loving and all that stuff. They're like very friendly, but I don't actually know what Buddhist. I don't know if that's true to real life.
I think it's like more looking into yourself rather than at other people. So
well, I know that's what being Buddhist is all about. I had a buddy who was Buddhist, but I don't know about Buddhist monks. Is it kind of like it's kind of like Catholic monks, just a different religion?
I'd say slightly different, considering there is, shrines for Buddhist monks. And
There's also like, isn't there like awesome temples for Catholic monks as well?
I mean, I don't know, probably.
Like what really is a monk? Like what, like Catholic, Buddhist, like what does it mean to be a monk? Just like that you devote your life to
your deity. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that really what a monk is?
I mean, I guess.
Then D&D has some fucking research to do.
Well, I mean, a monk in D&D don't they have like a religious?
No, they're just martial artists. Which,
all right then.
If you want to be technical, well, I guess they're referring to Shaolin monks then.
Yeah,
which again,
probably.
I don't know much about Shaolin monks other than what popular media has told me, but I'm pretty sure Shaolin monks are like just crazy good kung fu martial artists, right? I really need to do this research on my own.
You're asking the wrong person.
At the wrong time.
Yes, honestly.
Mr. Sleepyhead.
Yeah.
Mr. Sleepy Sheepyhead.
That's what I get for coming home and just trying to watch a movie, man. Instead of going to sleep and waking up at the correct time.
What time did you wake up this morning?
8:10.
What time did you go to bed last night?
2:40 something.
Why didn't you just sleep in?
Because I had to bring Justin to his appointment. It was at 9. Had to go pick him up from school by 8:40.
Do you want his name in the podcast?
I don't care. I really don't care.
Cool. Justin is Andrew's brother, not his. Not Andrew does not have a lover named Justin.
Yeah. I don't have a lover in general.
Oh well, neither
I'm
do I.
Mr. Lonely, bro.
Hey, single folk up in his house.
Yeah.
No.
That was a terrible fist bump, but
that was the worst. We had like a really good fist bump earlier, and that was like the like shittiest fist bump ever. Like it felt like you like lifted up a pinky. It was like to my fist that was up waiting for you.
Man, I'm tired. Okay.
Man,
what can I say other than I'm tired?
I don't know. You still agreed to do the podcast, and I've refrained, but I'm slowly gonna make fun of you more and more and more for being sleepy on the podcast.
Okay.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm Tucker and you're Dale.
Honestly.
Did you see how I was sitting? I was like doing like a sassy.
I'll be completely honest. The only part of you that I can see is the top part of your head, which is your eyes and higher.
Well, like I was sitting on this chair exclusively with my right butt cheek, and like my right the right side of the chair is like left completely open, and I'm like twisting my body in a weird way like I'm a sassy black woman. Like I don't know why I'm sitting like that. It's starting to hurt my butt cheek.
Well, then change the way that you're sitting.
What the fuck do you think I'm doing right now?
Magic, dude.
I am doing magic. I'm doing that leaf magic, if you know what I'm saying. I tried to replicate the sound of a bomb.
What is it with you today and
marijuana?
Referencing marijuana or drugs?
I don't know. It's funny.
It's just like, that's the second time in 10 minutes that you've referenced it? I was just...
Maybe.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's funny, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm running out of stuff to talk about this podcast. Then I realize I like pages. I like write shit down to talk about, and I haven't even looked at it. Like throughout the week, I have this notebook just of like when something comes up in my life that I'm like, oh, I can talk about that on the podcast. I write it down so I don't fucking forget it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me take a gander at that right now.
Okay.
Ooh, Andrew.
Yes.
I don't know how much this pertains to your childhood or anything, but actually, let me ask. Do you remember those websites that you would go on at school for educational games, but there were also like really fun games, like Cool Math for kids?
Yes, I remember Cool Math.
Math, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's childhood in itself. Just the word Cool Math.
Well,
2 words.
You probably heard Flash is going to be discontinued, but after December 31st, 2020, Flash Player will be discontinued. So all those games are going to be gone.
Oh my.
Unless I feel like this is like what are those things like recruiting videos. I feel like a recruiting video. Unless we or someone converts those games from Flash Player to what was it called? I did like some research on this.
HTML?
Yeah, HTML5.
Huh.
Which do you actually know why Flash Player is going to be discontinued?
I have no clue.
Because it sucks.
Huh.
Steve, apparently, in, what was it, 2010, Steve Jobs said, like, Flash is gonna die very soon. Well, he was off by, like, 9 years, but...
Yeah.
Apparently, Flash was, like, only good for, like, Windows, but for, like, anything Apple, and especially anything mobile, Flash is not the best. And since a lot of shit's mobile now, people are moving towards more mobile friendly stuff like HTML5.
Yeah.
So Adobe was like, fuck. Well, I guess fuck Flash then. I wonder if they're gonna have a replacement afterwards though. That's like, forget Flash. Now we have Bash or something. I don't know.
Adobe HTML5 maker.
Yeah, because like. That's the thing. Like I always forget Flash is made by Adobe.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to just like get rid of one of like their like main things. Like I think they're gonna replace it and come out with something really badass.
That makes me think, what are they going to do? Because I think it all runs on the same code, right? Flash
in HTML5.
Well, I was saying like Adobe Flash, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe. It doesn't?
I don't think so. I don't know shit about coding, but I don't think so. I'm only basing that off of their only discontinuing Flash and not other stuff. So I'm thinking there's like different stuff there.
All right then.
Oh god, excuse me.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if it's like different teams that work on Flash and other stuff in the Creative Cloud and that they're all just funded by the same company. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty damn sure like they run on different code and all that fun biz nasty.
All right then. I thought it was all on Flash because that's Adobe's thing.
Oh, you thought like all that stuff ran on Flash?
Yeah.
Well, I think Flash really only applies to like what we know as Flash only applies to animation and coding.
Ah, okay.
Because yeah, I think that's really all it like really amounts to. I could be wrong. I don't know this. I've never even actually used Flash. Like the only reason why I'm actually bringing this up because you and I, our era grew up with websites like Cool Math for Kids.
Yeah.
With all those fun games and such on all those fun Flash games.
Yes.
With very primitive graphics, but boy, oh boy, were they fun.
Indeed.
Flash.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That's my tired voice.
Oh, that was awesome.
Flash.
I can't wait to hear how that sounds when I'm editing. When I'm editing this. Sorry, I'm going through puberty right now for the second time.
For the third time, you mean?
Okay, fine. For the first time. Jeez, Andrew.
I said third.
I know.
But whatever.
But this is kind of embarrassing to say. I fucking feel like I actually am going through a second puberty because I'm like, actually, my face is fucking greasy all the time. I'm growing fucking acne again. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I already went through this in high school. Why is this happening again?
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit, man. Bullshit. Why is my face greasy? I have not been eating greasy foods.
Have you been taking enough showers?
Yes, I take a shower every fucking day, which apparently is not recommended.
Yeah, actually it isn't, because it messes with your hair or whatever.
But I'm also dirty as sin after work.
Well, there's your problem.
What do you mean there's my problem? I want money. I have to go to work.
You don't take a shower after work?
I do take a shower after work. Every fucking day, because I'm covered in fucking... I work construction, so I'm always covered in fucking drywall dust and concrete dust, and I'm just fucking sweaty because I'm walking all over the fucking place. I'm a dirty boy. When I come home from work, I just spat on my pop filter. Goddamn.
Very nice.
Yeah, but yeah,
so
I'm dirty.
You take your showers after work and not before.
Yes.
So you let the oils from when you're asleep, your skin releases oils.
But how come I'm an oily mess at home before I go to bed, after I take a shower, and I'm just sitting in my fucking room doing nothing except beating my meat? Oh damn!
Because you're terrible at showering?
Fuck you! I take great showers.
I mean, what can I say?
Is this just my superpower? Am I Oil Man?
Oil Man.
I am Grease. I am Oil Man and his sidekick, Grease Boy.
I'm not your sidekick. I'm never gonna be Grease Boy.
You're never gonna be Grease Boy. I never said you were my sidekick. My Grease Boy is just it's just my greasy testicles with a mask on it.
God. Oh, dude. Don't want to imagine that.
It's like a Groucho mustache and nose.
Oh dear.
Oh god. Oh, that's the dumbest joke I've ever made in my life.
Indeed.
And it made me belly laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes.
I agree. Alright.
Speaking of were you gonna say something?
Nope.
Cool.
Just saying alright.
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 Speaking of embarrassing myself, today during at lunch, during school, during lunch, someone saw me that I haven't seen in a while, and they're like, "Hey, Gabriel, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, you?" I did not recognize them for shit, but I eventually found out I worked with him in the past and stuff. I haven't seen him in like a year, and I was like, I don't fucking recognize you.
I don't know who you are.
I suck so bad with that. Here's the thing, I definitely knew I knew him, but I couldn't find the name. I'm shit with names, but I'm really good with faces. So
yeah,
if I've seen someone before, I know that I've seen them, but I will not remember their name. And since how we communicate is that we give each other names to recognize each other by, it kind of sucks when you recognize them. You remember the times you spent with this person, but you can't for the life of you remember their fucking name.
Yeah.
There's a funny comic strip I saw online talking about that, where it's like, oh shit, this is a bad time to ask when I forget. No, the caption was when you don't want to, when you're too awkward to ask what her name was again, and the picture is like this cartoon of two people getting married, and the priest is like, "Will you take John as your lawful wedded husband?" And the dude has a thought bubble saying like, "Mary, that's what her name was."
Oh my gosh.
I need to find that. It's funnier than I'm making it out to be.
So I made a TikTok video of the amount of carts that piled up in the back room of my, of QFC where I work.
Where can people find you on TikTok?
I think it's Andrew Welsh Voices. I don't know. Let me look.
Yeah. So I don't do TikTok. I don't know shit about it, but I do know that there's two sides to TikTok. I know that there's the people that like it, that like watching it, that like posting to it and stuff, and then there's the people that think it's cringy and really dumb.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't. Every time I see a TikTok video, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
There's
ones that you really liked.
There's some that I think
the
are
D&D ones.
Holy shit! Those. Who is that guy? He makes these really funny TikTok videos based off of Dungeons and Dragons, and they're really fucking funny because he plays in the TikTok videos this character named Lard the Barbarian, and they're so what are they what is it, where can people find him?
_ZETO_.
Yeah, that's that guy. And have you found your thing?
Yeah. Let me go back to it.
Yeah. Take it down.
AS Welsh Voices. That's me.
Dope. What do you have on there?
I have some stupid videos and cool videos.
Dope. So,
yeah.
TikTok.
Yes, TikTok. And I am just TikTok in general.
So, I'm going to sound like a fucking grandpa. Fill me in. Like, what is the why do people watch TikTok? Like, what is the pull towards it?
Because Vine is no more.
Okay, but I've seen enough TikTok videos to know there's a very distinct feel from a Vine video from a TikTok video.
Well, I'ma told you what I think Scott or someone else told me.
Do you want his name on the podcast?
I don't care. It's up to you, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking ask you, like, when you're awake. I have to, like, make a list of people he fucking said.
So
I don't have a pencil. Fuck me. I just have to remember it.
You could put it on your phone, can't you?
No.
Cool.
Continue your story.
So I'm gonna tell you what they told me.
Yeah.
It's Vine for kids. Which, I know that's the same look I had. It was just complete confusion, but at the time that was true. It was Vine for kids who wanted to be cringy, and
I don't think that anyone wants to be cringy. Okay, that's a lie. There are people that do want to be cringy, but I think most TikToks are unpurposely cringy.
Yeah.
They just are. Like, they don't mean to be cringy, but they just are. Or maybe I'm just wrong, and maybe most people on TikTok, like, know that they're cringy and, like, just have fun with it anyway.
Yeah.
If that's the case, that's really cool. But if that's not the case...
The people that I watch, they're just trying to have fun, connect with somebody because, I don't know, they're alone, I guess. I don't know. There's lots of stuff I don't know.
Is it just another outlet to make something and get it out there?
Yeah, well, I think it's one of the easiest ways to get your stuff viewed. As long as you put the hashtag for you page in the title of your video.
Well, in case I don't want to sound pretentious or anything, but I do think that's kind of cool, actually. Like, think what you think, like, oh, it's cringy, it's stupid, whatever. It's people making stuff and putting it out there. That takes some cojones to do.
Yeah.
Like, you have to get through a lot of, like nervousness to actually do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that people are willing to put themselves out there. Granted, along with anything on the internet, you shouldn't put too much of yourself out there, of course.
Yes, indeed.
But just the idea of, like, people creating because that's what they like to do, and they even if okay, I'm gonna sound like a douchebag, but I know this exact feeling. Even if it sucks, you put something out there, and not everyone can say that.
Yeah.
And you could say, well, anyone can do anything now. Sorry.
They could, but not everyone does.
Yeah, and also, isn't that awesome that anyone can do it now?
Yes.
That's really cool.
It's awesome.
Because you and I weren't really conscious for this era of amateur content, but, like, in, like, the 90s, the 80s and stuff, when people were making, like, home videos and home films, like, one of my favorite YouTube channels, Cinemassacre, and one of my favorite online creators, James Rolfe, he's been making movies since he was a little kid on, like, old VHS cameras.
Wow.
And yeah, Excuse me. And like, even though like he admits that like they're not good, like they're really cringy because they're made by
A little kid.
like a 10-year-old and shit.
Yeah.
Like he keeps track of how many movies he's made, and he always counts those because yeah, he made it. Like, and you can view them on cinemassacre.com. When you watch some of those videos, that like, yeah, of course they're not like the best of they're not of good quality, but you can tell a lot of passion definitely went into them, and they got like better over time, and like you can really feel the passion behind that project. And like you and I have both done stuff on YouTube in the past, and like they're not good. Like, I really don't think, at least my past stuff, was that good, but I'm glad I did it because it's taught me so much about editing, about filmmaking, because like even though they're not posted anywhere because we always use copyrighted music, all the short films we made in school, me and my little crew, I say my crew, but we're all like a crew. We had so much fun, and we put so much work, as much work as we could, into those videos to really make them something special, despite the fact that like we already know that like only like a class is gonna see this. Like, I'm rambling now. All I'm saying is that like, if you have the creative drive to do something and you want to do it, if there's going to be one thing that's going to stop you, don't let it be what you might think people will think of it. Because no matter what, no matter how good something is, there will always be someone shitting on it. Like, no matter how good that's why there is no movie out there that is universally loved by everyone, because that's impossible. Everyone has different opinions.
Yeah.
But you know what? As if you like it, if you are proud of it, like, that's another thing. Like, if you were proud of something, you created it and you put it out there, and even if no one that viewed it liked it, you should feel some fucking pride. Like, you did something. You should feel fucking accomplished for getting that shit done.
Yeah. Indeed.
I will get off my soapbox now.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
If not everyone can, well, they can put it out, they just don't do it. I do try to do it whenever I can, but sometimes it's like, I don't think this one's gonna make the cut, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I've done that like 20 times at least right now, by now.
I have a similar problem. Like, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and since I have a critical eye with movies already, like, it's hard to like really see like the past stuff I've done and be like, oh man, it's gonna but yeah, and like think about stuff like, oh no, that's not good enough, and then you just get into this cycle of like,
well, I mean, we are our own biggest critic.
Yes, we are our own worst critic, and that is definitely true for me. Like, I don't want to give too much away or anything, but I'm, I'll fucking say it because I really want it to come out. I'm currently in the writing process of writing a short film that will most likely come out on the Welsh and Bosshart YouTube channel.
We'll see. I hope it does, but
I hope so too. But I was the other day I was talking to you about something that, like, in all honesty, doesn't really mean too much. Like, it was like it was the names of the characters, and like I was like explaining all this shit of like why I was frustrated with like all this shit, and because I couldn't decide between two sets of names and all that, and you had this look on your face, and you just told me like, dude, I think you're overthinking it.
Yeah, well, just a little bit, because
I was, and I'm glad you talk sense into me, because in hindsight I really was overthinking it. I'm like, these are, of all the things that matter in a movie, I shouldn't be this hung up on the character names. Yeah. And maybe it's because I haven't made a short film since high school. Mm-hmm. Because, I've been busy and I just haven't had the creative drive. But recently I've really had this drive to like make something. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm still... Man, how many times though am I like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I never follow up on it?
I mean,
I do it all.
You and I both.
Yeah, we do it all the fucking time. But maybe now that it's on the podcast, maybe that will
motivate us.
Motivate to make it even. Oh yeah. Also should mention, of course, Andrew is gonna be a big part in the movie as well.
Yes.
That's why. That's the reason why I want to release it on the Welsh and Bosshart.
I see that
YouTube channel, because we're both gonna be making it.
Yeah.
Like, even though like I'm writing it and I'm gonna be directing and editing it, like, you're still gonna be a big part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's
Indeed.
all I'm gonna say on that, because I don't want to explain stuff and then I end up rewriting it and then it comes out and people are like, wow, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or maybe anyone hearing this doesn't really give a shit about a short movie that a dumb 19-year-old is gonna make.
Well,
in his backyard.
We'll see.
Yeah. I will say though, it won't come out for a long fucking time. Like,
yeah,
I think I told you, like, I estimate, because I really want to have stuff really well planned out in the writing process, that I don't think we're going to begin shooting until most likely the beginning of spring next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, because right now, like, I have a notebook that's filled with ideas, but I still need to, like, actually write a script, revise it, make another draft, and then probably another draft after that, and then do all the storyboards, because I want each scene to be storyboarded so we know exactly what to do, and I need to make a schedule for, like, okay, because
these days we're filming this, these days we're doing that, these are the editing days, these are the post-production, blah, 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 blah.
Because we both have jobs, we have school, like, we're not a production company that can just fucking, it's not, we don't have 8 hours a day to shoot something.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It would be awesome if we did, but we don't.
I don't think I would like that as a job.
Yeah.
Because in junior year, I was really adamant on, like, yeah, I'm going to go to college to study filmmaking and I want to become a director. And then senior year, you know me, I have an iron fist. I was always director on movies that we did in high school.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, I'm really embarrassed to even remember this and bring it up, but I kind of ruled with an iron fist and I was such an asshole to my friends and stuff, and it also put a lot of stress on me that I really don't want that as a job, because I would have gray hairs by 23.
No doubt.
Yeah. And I'd probably have a heart attack and die by like 40. Like,
yeah, knowing you, yeah.
Because I over stress on, like, even with the fucking names of the characters. Like, you saw me, like, I was stressing the fuck out about it. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am, and I just couldn't.
It's because you're passionate about your work.
I guess so, but there's a point where passion becomes insane, I guess. What I'm trying to get at is that I will always love filmmaking as a hobby, but I could never do it as a career. And as talking is hard. As of now, I really like my career choice, so I'm cool with where I am right now, and I have enough free time to hopefully, well, I shouldn't say that because we actually haven't done it yet, but I really hope that I have enough free time with this career to continue my passion. And it's not just the passion of filmmaking, it's also just the passion of recording anything like this podcast. I'm really passionate about this podcast that we're doing. I'm really glad we're doing it, and we're 4 episodes in. I feel like we've been doing this a lot longer. Like, it kind of feels like only 4 episodes. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, we did record the Lost episode,
but even then, that's 5
and the test one.
Okay, 6.
Yeah, that's
only 6.
6. Think about 6 weeks. I know we did 2 of them in 1 week, but still, like, basically 6 weeks of doing this. True. So of course we're gonna feel like it's a long time.
And that does kind of round out the 6 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That is a good point. Wow, we rambled on for a lot longer than I thought. How are we doing on time, by the way?
Well, I started late, so I think we're about at the hour mark.
Shit, are we?
Probably.
I think it's time for our music recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this week I have Knights of Sidonia by Muse. This is from their Black Holes and Revelations album. This album was big in my childhood. I had a CD, an illegal CD, thank you, Dad, that I listened to all the time along with their Resistance album.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually still have those CDs. They're in my truck.
Nice.
Yeah. And Knights of Sidonia in particular I think that's the song that made me fall in love with Muse. And I don't know if you knew this, Andrew, but Muse is my favorite band of all time.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And Knights of Sidonia, what I love about Muse is that there are very few songs that sound similar to another song they've done. Like they're a variety band. And
Yeah.
Knights of Sidonia, if there's one word to describe this song, it is epic. It opens up with the kind of this goofy these sci-fi sounds, but also like excuse me, horses riding into battle and like laser sound effects, and then it opens with like this great western soundtrack and this awesome guitar, and oh man, when the chorus kicks in, like it feels like an overture too. Well, it's almost paced like a symphony, where there's like different overtures and stuff, and like different moments of the song and all that stuff that just pump you up more and more and more with each passing overture. And it's oh man, it's so good to listen to. I listened to the whole album on vinyl the other day, and it just blasting it on my speakers, and because I was home alone, my roommates were at work and shit, and oh man, it was so epic. I just recommend the song, and I just recommend Muse as a whole. If you're, I love the band to death. They're kind of one of those you either love it or you hate it bands. I definitely love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. For my music recommendation, it's a song I've been listening to recently. I've just been, while I'm doing work around or when I'm taking the carts in at work, because that's one of my jobs now. I guess it has been, but it's one of my jobs. It's called Natural by the Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons. What was the song called?
Natural?
Oh, I fucking love that song.
Yeah. I've been listening to that a lot recently. It's very...
'Cause you're a natural.
Yes. It's very good for pumping me up to, actually get the job done.
It is definitely a hype song.
So, I've been listening to that on repeat.
Natural is a good song. A good pick, man.
Thank you.
Oh, have you listened to Warriors by them?
I did just this morning.
Fuck yeah, dude! That's another great hype song from Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the recommendation, Andrew. It's very rare that you and I listen to the same music. So whenever there's a song that one of us mentions, the other one's like, oh, that's awesome. What was that one song that I referenced out of nowhere? I was just humming to myself a lyric from there, and you joined in, and I was like, holy shit, you know this song?
I can't remember.
It was the fuck. I'm trying to remember how it went. How'd it go? How did it go? I can't remember for the life of me.
All right, then.
Hopefully I'll remember later.
Yep.
But for now, thank you, anyone and everyone listening. We really appreciate it. The fact that you're able to listen to our voices.
Yeah, for, hours.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Especially this podcast where it was mostly me talking because you were...
dead.
Yeah. Because you have a nicer sounding voice than I do on mic. Because you have a deeper, bassier tone to your voice.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, I'm Cameron Bosshart.
And I'm Andrew Welsh.
And have a good day.
Enjoy.
Bye.